Welcome back. Another Jesse Rosinski show. I want to start out quick by thanking everyone on YouTube and TikTok for getting the views on the shorts. That they go on both. And again, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, MeWe, like they go all over the place. But thank you for watching them. Share them out more to get more eyes and ears on it because it helps more than anything. And I don't know if you know this or not, but YouTube really doesn't like me. So the more you can get it out to, the harder it is for them to keep, scoring with me. At least they can get on eyes before they remove it. So appreciate all of that. Don't forget episode 206, 207 are also up everywhere on all the global warming stuff, electric vehicles. And then, I break it down. There's a bunch of excavators used, there's a bunch of dump trucks used, the trains, the freight ships, all of that. Here's all their emissions and how many gallons of fuel and oil they burn off, all the time. And then we're saying, what about oil rigs? Well, they would have to produce less if we didn't have all of those stripping lithium and everything out of the ground and then shipping it everywhere. Doing all of that. It's true. And we're going to get to net zero. Well, great. We're going to kill the rest of the planet by doing it. Like people are just, they don't actually think about anything. But today we're going to move on to something that's pissed me off for years. I'm sure it's pissed off a lot of you for years. I really am. I'm not even saying that to be a, smart aleck or anything. Yeah. And that's the southern border. I know me and Walter hit it, with numbers whenever they came out. And I don't have September's numbers because they probably won't come out for another 12 days or so. That's how they normally work, which is mesmerizing, but it's just the way it is. And as soon as I get them, I'll make sure I mention it in a YouTube short and on TikTok. A short anything. I don't know, but the numbers are psychotic and people are dumb. People are really, really dumb. You can continue, try to deny people are dumb if you run them. People are really dumb. I think we all know that. And they don't actually read anything like the numbers from all of the presidents, to include Trump, to include Biden when he got into office. What the numbers actually are, and we actually know what we're talking about, unlike any of them, which is the part that drives us even farther nuts because, we can read and we look it up and we care. And it's not a pretty sight there, ladies and gentlemen. It's really scary. And I'm just going to break down why I feel the way I do and why I feel a lot of people feel that we do, no matter what side you're on. If you want, a secure border, these are the reasons why people want it secure. And we're thinking about it has nothing to do with racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, white supremacy, yada, 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 yada. It has nothing to do with any of that, which is hard for our friends on really, not even like idiots, really, to understand. That's just because there's a process. And how can we properly vet anyone, if we don't know what's going on, who they are? You can't process them all and do proper vetting on any of them. And the big problem I want to point out, is that there's actually a process for coming into this country and doing it legally that was done forever and ever and ever, to include most of us probably have ancestors, because it's a country of immigrants. Since we got a process in the country, Ellis Island, all that, to come in and do all of that. We're a country built on immigrants. No one's going to deny that. Look at all the little Italies and the Chinatowns, and then we have the Polish neighborhoods. Like there are all of the Irish. Like there are things that are like that in all these cities. Everyone knows it because we're a country built on immigrants. So if we want people to do it right, I don't know what's so wrong with wanting people to just do it right and follow the law. I know it made me a racist for that. I don't know why. I guess it doesn't make me a racist for that. I know, crazy. They want me to follow all the laws. How would they follow all the laws? Dun, dun, dun. Because there is a proper way to do it. And, sadly, you have to be in the country in order to go for like political asylum. Coming here just because you want to isn't political asylum, by the way. That doesn't qualify for why you're doing it. Doesn't. At all, actually. But there's, if you're in the country, you can apply for it, but there's actually a way to do it. In case anyone doesn't know, technically, as they say, they're traveling, from point A through all these countries in Mexico to get here. You're supposed to stop at the first country you go through after leaving your own, go to the U.S. Embassy and apply there for asylum, do all the paperwork and stuff there. And then, sorry, it's a process. It's a process in every country. You're just going to have to deal with that. But that's the proper way to do it. Is go the first one you travel through. Boom, done. And then wait, because here's what you have to wait for all other countries to get into. We can't just waltz right into theirs and say, here you go. I'll get into that one later on, but that's the way you're supposed to do it. We have embassies all over the place and go through a point of entry, not just cross across the damn border haphazardly, get picked up, get paperwork, bus or plane ticket, and see you later. Bye. Yeah, that's not the way to do it. Millions did it legally. And all the stuff we heard stories, everyone's heard about Ellis Island and all the other points of actual entry for immigrants and all the head shaved, like all of it. Like they all like did it and built this country to what it was. I don't remember any of them just flooding in haphazardly and doing whatever the hell they want, giving a bus ticket, plane ticket from the Fed. Here, like, see you later, go by. Like, that's not how it's done, which is what's pissing all of us off. And it's offensive to me that people don't understand it. And, the quickest way to prove, the hypocrisy of it all, though, is Muriel Bowser and Eric Adams. Muriel Bowser happens to be the mayor of DC, and she sucks. I've said it for a very long time that she sucks. Then there's Eric Adams, mayor of New York City. He also pretty much seems to suck, but amazing how quick, and AOC, whatever you want to call her. All of them. Now, sanctuary cities, we need to have compassion for these people and yada yada. AOC crying up the fence, the border fence, kids in cages that Obama actually built. He did, but he didn't say anything then or now when there's even more kids. But them saying sanctuary cities, compassion, and the second we send them there, like there they are throwing up red flags, saying that we don't have the resources to take care of all these people. So why are you sending them here? Like, I'm sorry, DC, pretty decently sized city, the capital. New York City, really big city. Small in stature, but a lot of people, a lot of stuff. You talked it. Now it's time to walk it. And you don't have the resources to deal with it. How do you think the small towns on the border in those states have been dealing with it since the numbers exploded? And again, look up the Custom Border Patrol numbers. Just type in CBP. August 2022 numbers and pop up everything. Offenders, reoffenders, what the criminals were, how many apprehensions, and gotaways are even bigger than all of that. They are, but it's amazing. And then AOC, they had them in her neighborhood. She was freaking out the need to get them away from their intense cities, even though she was talking about, I think we need to be compassionate for these people. It's amazing how that compassion goes right out the window when they actually have to physically deal with it. That part actually makes me smile. They prove everything I've always said, that they're just hypocritical piles of shit, and they really actually don't care about any of them or anything but them damn selves. And it's a damn shame because they're human beings, but do it legally. That's all I ask. I mean, it's because, we all know what happens if we crossed into any of those countries legally. We sure as hell wouldn't get, processed, get a bus or plane ticket to wherever we wanted to go in that country. And then, no real follow up with us. They would be up our asses. We'd get fined, jailed, both, and sent right back. And see you later, bye. You're going home. Get the out of here. There's no let's give them do all of this because it does put a burden on everything. And Muriel Bowser and Eric Adams saying that proved the point. Well, if it's a burden to you, what the hell do you think it's been to them for forever? Because they're literally hundreds, thousands a month. This is just one little thing here, and they're throwing a big ass hissy fit. Also, I already mentioned what about rapists that were catching, child molesters, criminals, gang members, all those other bad people just pouring in that we then send back and then come right back. And if we're catching them when we know people are doing that, and we know like twice as many people are coming through that they don't catch, gotaways, people they didn't even know about. How many of them do you think are getting through? How about the 80 people around ish, whatever last number I saw, are on the terror watch list that we've caught. And we know there's more people with getaways and people that we'll never see. So how many people on the terror watch list that absolutely hate us from, way over there, not even from Mexico and all that, flew over and came up? Like, how many of them do you think got through and are plotting really bad things for us because it's physically impossible to do all that, which is why we should all do it legally, which is why the wall was going up. And there are great things they were going to do for the environment at the same time with it. So they didn't screw with anything and they actually helped it and helped pay for it and all that. But Howard is thinking that, if just one child rapist or anything gets through, or someone on the terror watch list gets through, that's enough reason to close it completely. Why does it make me a bigot, a racist, a white supremacist, any of those things? Just because I think they should do it legally and our border should actually be secure. Why do I think it's wrong that we keep giving billions of dollars to Ukraine and many other countries over there to help protect their borders while they're also telling us to f off and they won't do anything to do ours? And every time you mention it, it just makes you a racist, bigot, pile of shit. I'll never understand it. I'm sure it pisses off a lot of you. It pisses me off. We can give money for everything, but the second we want to spend any here, suddenly we're the biggest pile of goo on the planet. Like that doesn't make any sense. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, we need to be compassionate, but then tell them, we need to get these motherfuckers out of here because we don't have the resources. Like you can't have both at the same time. The true colors show all the time. And I wish people just understand that we just want them to do it right legally and follow the process like we would have to do to go into any other country because we're not getting, again, giant jail, fine, kick your ass out. Some of that combination. You're not just coming in and doing whatever you want and here's a bus ticket. Like it's ridiculous that people like tells me to be more compassionate. Like, yeah, I'm compassionate. Do it right. Like millions of did for decades. I don't think that's a fair request from all of us, but like most importantly, just stop attacking people. Like we have hearts. We just want you to do it legally. I know. We want them to do it legally. Crazy fucking thought that maybe people should follow the law, come in here to do anything instead of breaking the law to come in here because it's actually a statute and on the code what they're doing is a crime. It's just enough to say, see you later, bye. Every other country would do it. We're giving billions of countries overseas to protect their borders, but we don't want to do anything to ours. And I think it's ridiculous. But people, just do what I do. People start freaking out. Just, put some stats out there, tell them to have a nice day, and you could literally just watch their head explode in the comments. That's all you have to do. Maybe you get some of them to stop being, hypocrites, even though they keep proving it. Again, look how quickly Bowser and Adams, one of those people out there, because they didn't have the resources. It's amazing how the border towns do, but those major cities don't have the resources to take care of them. Just use your brains. It's all we're doing. If anyone on the left is listening to this, just use your damn head. Use your brains. Look at the numbers. Look at the statutes. Look at how it's supposed to happen. We're not being dicks. Look what happens to other countries if you legally cross in there and how you get treated by them. We're not being miserable. We're not being this, that, or the other thing. We just want them to do it legally. I know. Crazy, horrific thought. But, I'm just tired of seeing people on that side pulling well, it's happening to me now. So now I'm going to care about it. And you didn't care about anyone else because that makes you a hypocrite. That it doesn't, affect me. So why do I care? Thing. Like, I'll never understand it. I'll never get over it. But it happens all the time, which is why I say they're all blood-sucking narcissists. And then they tell me I am, even though they don't know the definition of the word, because I care about all that, because it doesn't just affect me, which means I care about things other than myself, which, yeah, but they're not the brights. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget episode 206 and 207 are up. Yeah, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Good Pods, YouTube, Rumble, Cloud Hub, like Twitter under Jay Rosinski Show, Facebook. Like, find it, follow along, let me know what you think. Share this out for me. And until next time, peace.